Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reclaimed Ranch. I hope you all enjoyed today's projects.
I got this little side table or a little kids table for free. It is in really bad shape. The paint's all chipping off. It's got markings all over it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sand down. It looks like it's wood underneath there, so we're gonna sand it down, see what it looks like. And if it's in rough shape, we'll just give it a new paint job.
So after I washed it all down, I started out with an 80 grit sandpaper, and then I went to 150 grit and up to 220. And the table was in excellent shape underneath. The wood was great. So what I did was I ended up just doing a wash finish over it. It did take a while to sand. The reason I was sanding because the paint wasn't very good at all. And so I had to end up sanding everything down, which was fine. I like to bring it down to the wood and have a clean palette to work with. So what I'm going to do next is take Fusion's wood wick and make a wash out of it. So I didn't measure it all. I just poured some of that in there, poured water in, mixed it until I thought the color looked good. And then we're just going to do a wash over the top of the wood here. So you can see how there's a lot of orange tones in the wood, the natural color, and this wood wick is bringing out more of a gray tone to take some of that yellow and orange out. So I'm going to put a coat on, and then I'm going to allow it to kind of seep into the wood, and then I'm going to take a shop towel and just gently rub over the top to remove the excess. And the fun thing with the washes is you get to decide how many coats you want on there. If you like the lighter color or if you want it to be darker a little bit. So I did 2 coats and I thought that was pretty good. And then I'm just going to go straight in with the wood wick and do a coat of paint on the base. But then it's thin enough to where you can still see some of that wood grain showing through. So I thought it was pretty cool. You still get like the two-tone effect, but it's all the wood grain showing through. So that made it kind of fun. And this will make a good little end table for someone or even a kid's room. They can get a little chair and have like a little art table or a homework desk. It'd be kind of fun. And it's nice when I get these projects for free. That's just the icing on the cake for me. And in this second project here, I've got this little board. Well, it's a pretty good size actually. I picked it up from the Goodwill bins, and obviously someone had painted or had something stuck in an anchor motion or an anchor picture. So I took my little handy dandy finger sander and kind of got that all down to where it was flush with the paint. And it was kind of sticky, so I'm thinking it was like a decal or something stuck on here. But it's a handmade piece, so I don't know. But anyway, got it down, and then I actually used rubbing alcohol to wipe off the rest of the sticky residue. And then I'm going to go in with Fusion's Midnight Blue, and I'm going to do 1 coat. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit thin and have some of that black showing through. So I didn't want to have full coverage. I just did 1 coat. And then I used my little heat gun to dry it because I'm impatient. And then I thought it would be cute to make like a little sign with some wildflowers that says grow in grace. So that's what we're going to end up doing. And when you do thin coats of this Fusion paint, it has less brush strokes, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to go in with IOD's Sprig stamp. This is the perfect stamp for like a little wildflower collage. And I'm going to be using the white ink from the IOD collection. So first thing I want to do is just kind of sit them all out and see exactly where I want them to go, because they are actually very long and you got to take your time with these ones. they're kind of squirrely to work with because they're so skinny. So you just got to go real slow and try not to smear the ink. So now that I've got it all set up, I'm going to go ahead and just put one down and lightly tap that white ink on there. I don't want too much because that'll make it smudge even more. And then I'm just going to set it down and hold it with one hand while I kind of work with my fingers, just lightly pushing down. If you push too hard, it'll smudge it really, really fast. So just kind of, and then pull straight up when you pull it off with both hands. So I'm going to do that to all of them. Same thing. Just place it down and lightly tap with your fingers to get the stem and get all that detail. And then lift straight up. And then I always clean my stamps right after because it's the easiest thing to do. And so I could have done different colors, but I think the white just really pops off of that midnight blue color really well. And I could have painted the flowers, but I'm going for more of a simple look, and I think I achieved it with just doing the white. And this IOD ink, the white one, is a mixing ink. So any of the IOD inks that you would previously have, the black or the blues or greens or reds, you can mix it with the white and make all kinds of different colors. So I've made like an orange for like Easter and carrot season. So it's kind of fun to play around, and they have like blank ink pads and blank ink bottles that you can just make your own. So that's kind of nice. And then this one was the hardest, even though it's got the most width, but it wanted to keep twisting on me. So I was trying to figure out how to hold it. Finally got it down. And then I'm just going to take my fingers and rub. And then I'm going to use the IOD letterpress stamp for the words. And we're going to do Grow in Grace. And I do use a thin mount for this. Makes it a little bit easier to keep all the lines straight. So what I do is I'm just going to place it up on the board where I want it. See where it's going to fit the best. Kind of space out the letters. And then I'll put my thin mount on top of it when I get it placed where I want it. And it'll pick it up just how I want it. And then flip it over, put your ink on, place it back down, and it's just as simple as that. And of course I had to use some random letters just for spacers because I had to use the G and the R and stuff in the second or the third word. So I was just using them for spacers to see how it would look. Ended up just doing the Grow in on the top and then Grace underneath. And that seemed to work pretty good. And if you don't have these thin mounts, it's really nice to buy 2 of these thin mounts. They're not very expensive. It's nice to have one full sheet and then one that you can cut up into smaller pieces so that you can do the smaller projects like this. So this is where I put the thin mount down, and you just press on it, lift it up, and then of course I always end up tweaking it anyway, but at least it'll get it in the line of where it needs to be on the board. I'm just checking to see how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and put my white on. And same thing, just place it right back down. Use your fingers to press it down gently. Lift straight up, and perfect. There it is. And then I'll just do the same thing with the Grace. And I always, quick tip, I always clean my letters and put them away immediately. Otherwise, I've lost a few letters in the past, and that's not really really fun to try and look for letters that are clear and small. So these are an investment to take, so you want to take care of them. So I always just clean them, put them right back, put them in the bag, and put them away. And there we have our Grace. I just thought it turned out super cute. And then this last project is a random cow. It looks like it's cast iron, but it's not, but it is super heavy. I believe it's resin. I love the color. It was a little dirty, so I just went ahead and cleaned all the areas, all the dust out of the crevices and things like that. But color was perfect because what I wanted to go for here was a rusty patina. So we're going to go ahead and use our Dixie Belle iron patina with the green and blue patina spray. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint one coat on the cow, and then we'll put the sprays on. And then it says you can dry heat after the sprays go on to help them bond to the project. So I did that. I used my heat gun, and it just didn't seem like it was working very well. I don't know if just time is what it takes, not just the heat. And like I said, I'm impatient. So because it wasn't rusting up as much as I thought it was supposed to, I went ahead after I heat gunned it, I went ahead and did another coat of the iron here, and then did another coat of the green and blue spray. Now the green sprayer sprays beautifully. It's a very nice mist. It covers evenly, and the blue is very blobby and just kind of dribbles everywhere. So when I do the blue, I usually have a towel handy, paper towel, and then I just lightly dab it to make it look not like perfect circles, but it ends up turning out pretty cool in the end. So I was happy with it. So here's my sprayer with the green color, and I'm just spraying all around underneath, and then you can see how blotchy the blue is. It gives a really cool effect though with the blue. Let me know if you guys have tried this product before, the Dixie Belle patinas. I saw Ginger Chick Rehab Yvonne use this, and I was just in love the minute she showed me her little projects. So one of my friends sells the Dixie Belle products, and so I was able to get a hand on those. So this is that little side table or little kids table. It's in perfect condition. The wood was not marred at all, and all the hardware is intact. So this guy has a lot more life to give. Let me know what you guys think, and I will be back here on Friday with a new flip video. Take care, guys, and have a good week. Bye.